So once upon a time, I spied with my little eye my Honda Accord leaking from the radiator side, right here. So I got a leak coming out of one of these fine fins here. Don't exactly know where it's at, but it's there. When I looked at it, it was squirting right out, and this ain't it. Sorry, this is the condenser. It's the guy in the back. So you can follow my finger. Hopefully my camera will zoom right through it. Right around here. It has a little squirt to it all the way to the front over here, and that's where I got my leak here. So I do have some residue, but I'll drain it all out, and I've given it some great maintenance. But great is not enough sometimes if you leave other things aside, like the radiator. Now this is a Denso. It says JK4221. Let's see what I get over here. It might be the same. 42002 221 3200. Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. Once I take this guy out, I'll check it out. But it might seem the same. This is the OEM Honda. That other one's made from Taiwan. So, well, this one was made in Indonesia. So, who cares? It's a new radiator. All right, it's a new radiator. So, yeah, basically my guy sprouted out a leak here. It didn't overheat on me, so I really don't care what's been going on with it, because it hasn't. It didn't overheat the day it started leaking. My wife was the actual lady mechanic, because she does help out sometimes. I ask her to help me out. She does. She's a real good sport. So she actually looked at the leak coming out. So she diagnosed it. So I guess she'll be my female troubleshooter. But yeah, this is the problem with my Honda Accord. I'll be uploading some more videos on what's been going on with it. And I'll be doing a full-on replacement of the radiator itself, brand new, Denso. And I'll be replacing this is the engine fan motor, and this is the condenser fan motor, or the AC fan. Whichever you want to call it, I'll be replacing them both. And just for preventative maintenance purposes, not, it's not because they're bad or anything. I just want to do it right now that I have to take everything out. I just really don't like wasting my time on my own cars. They run really well, they work well, and every once in a while I just start replacing a whole bunch of parts at a time. For example, when I replaced the thermostat, I replaced the thermostat because maybe it was on the same, maybe it was the same day. It's because I replaced the timing belt on it, and with the water pump. So I replaced that system, but I left this system out. So yeah, by the grace of God, it didn't get any worse. But this is a common issue. This will be sort of a heads up for you guys that, watch out for your car once in a while. Every time you get back from work or get back to your house, just look around at it. Make sure you don't have any leaks going around. Just play safe. And that's probably it for the moment. So 97 Accord down for the moment. Hopefully I'll get it back up soon. Zoom in on that nice little Honda logo. There we go. All right, now that the radiator is out, see, it's all clean because it's over there. I'll swap it out with that beautiful guy. See that? Those two fans are coming over here. Before that happens, I need to replace those two guys. Those two guys are these two guys, number 1 and number 2. Hopefully that's compatible. That fat one. It looks a bit fatter than that one, but it should work. But summing it up, now that I have the radiator out, I can replace both fans easily. So you got 1, 2, 3 10 millimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4 extremely rotted 10 millimeters too. Then you got the 2 cooler lines. These 2 cooler lines for the tranny right here. I'm thinking about making an oil cooler for it. Not installing one. plan on installing one. Just putting it right here in the front, just so I can take this hole here and put those two cooler lines through here. And I just connect them there. Thinking about it, I don't know if I might do it. Because for me to do this, I need to take out this whole bumper right here. This whole thing has to come off. Alright, so let's see what happens. I want to show you one crucial step. So before I take out these bolts here, right, I got 3, I'm going to loosen up these Phillips first. Now I'm using an Ideal screwdriver because they are really good. Recommended by a friend named Caston. And I bought the best model. And so you want to use this type of bits, because if you strip one of these, that's it. You gotta play with new stuff now, or find the bolt. You know, you gotta make sure you take them out. So you can see it comes out with a bit of force, and if you have a cheap screwdriver, it's just gonna break through the 4 Phillips slots that the Phillips head goes in, and then you're gonna have some deep issues. So you can see here, see that? And I gotta clean this guy out and hope I can take him out. So let's leave a little video right there. So a quick update on what I did with this bolt. So I came in with this my Milwaukee grinding tool. Just barely shaved a little corner there. You can see there, I barely touched this guy, but it's not a big deal. Again, this is just part of the bracketry that holds it, but you want to be careful not to dig in too much here. You want to dig in there. Now I dug in just enough of a slot to get my screwdriver in. See that? And there we go. See that? Because the problem was I couldn't get my Phillips in because it's already rusted out. You can see now it's coming off. Just want to give you that update. Now to take off the fan, obviously you take it off that. To take it off that, you gotta take off the wiring off the bracket. Here's the bracket. Here's the wiring. Here's the wiring clip. So what I did was these 2 tabs on the corner. Alright, let's see if my phone wants to focus. Alright, so these 2 tabs on the corner, I pressed them in while I was pushing them out through these holes. And then, so I'm pushing them in, pulling it out at the same time, it just pops out. Now for this guy's there. Can't see, there we go. So this guy's there, and it comes out with an 8mm. I'm just gonna replace it with the new. There it is. Goes on there and put it back. So as an update on the other fan, I already got that one mounted. Want to mount this one, but he's giving me issues. The same thing on the bolt side. So I tried to go with the flat head method. It didn't work out. You can see I already gouged in a bit on the plastic, but it's not a big deal. It's just a bit. So what I ended up doing was just getting a drill bit, drilling right through it. My camera's wanting to focus on other things, but alright. So right there. There's my drill bit. It's an 1/8 inch drill bit. It was just dab a bit of grease on it, on the tip, and drilled it out. So I got one side already done. I need to do this other side, and then the other side, and take this fan out, replace it with the other one. Alright, this is the Honda's project on the radiator. You can see I had to buy the whole new shroud with the fan and everything, because every time I went for a motor, they would sell me the wrong one. They would sell me this GDP or GPD from China that was just really inadequate. Not the exact motor that goes on here. So, yeah, I had to buy the whole shroud and fan. You gotta make sure that it has this little spout there and the 2 terminals going through the sides. That way you know it's the right one. Because it does look, the other one looks nothing like it. It's like huger, bigger, and it doesn't even fit. Now this one I did install and replace easily. See there. Alright, so back to here. So again, I'm installing an oil cooler. I'm going through there, around, behind the lines. You can see that. It goes up and around. And boom, right there the transmission. I'm gonna do the upper one, same route. I'm gonna zip tie it, go around. But then up here I'm gonna go through the top and skid behind all this stuff in the back to hit there, clamp it, and call it a day. I think I'm gonna have to add some oil to it. I don't think this is a quart, but yeah, it'd probably be maybe a quarter of a quart. Not half, but again, this is a small one, but a cooler's better than no cooler, and I'd rather have this cooler separate from the radiator, because again, the consequences you might have using the radiator is if this oil cooler cracks inside the radiator, your transmission goes dead. You're gonna have to rebuild the whole tranny just because this oil cooler inside the radiator cracked. So I'd rather just bypass this problem, adding this beautiful oil cooler separate, and that way I have my transmission oil separate with my oil cooler, my radiator with my engine cooling out that's cooling, nothing mixed with water or cooling, you know, no mixing up cooling outlets for separate components inside the radiator. Coolant with coolant, ATF with ATF, and engine oil with engine oil. And that's it. So for the moment, this is the update of the project. And again, I'll just be pulling these tabs back and locking them in place with the nuts. So this is the nut, and that's it. I just slide them on and cut off the tip, and that's a permanent, it's supposed to be a permanent nut. Now this is the radiator's cooler. You can't see it, but it's in there. I just closed the circuit, so if it would ever to crack or break, it'll just break internally, you know, and just circulate coolant right through this hose and back and forth, and that's it. It'll just auto purge itself going all the way up. All the air bubbles should go up and out of there. But this is just to secure anything. If anything would have happened here, it's secure where nothing would happen to my system or my radiator itself. That way I won't lose coolant. If this would break, I wouldn't lose coolant out these hoses and wouldn't lose any pressure in my radiator or anything. Everything would just be fine. And that'll be it.